What's up, guys? It's Demon Duo What Ifs, and today we're going to be doing What If Tanjiro Became a Demon? So, to start off this story, we're going to be right after Tanjiro got his whole family killed. Tanjiro is running up the mountain, hoping that he can get back to his family in time after he heard the screams. He gets there, and then all he sees is a trail of blood. He hears his last family member make an excruciating scream as a thud can be heard. He runs into his house and sees the Demon King known as Muzan. Muzan stares back at him, giving a slight smile. He recognizes his boy has potential immediately, sensing off his aura. He decides that he'll give the boy a chance to become a demon if given the opportunity. Tanjiro charges at him head on, trying to strike his best while trying to hit Muzan. Muzan easily dodges, and then just hits him with a simple karate chop. He announces that Tanjiro has no chance whatsoever at beating Muzan, as he is the most powerful person alive, and probably the most powerful person that will ever be alive. Tanjiro looks up, knowing that he is defeated. Just starts talking to him, and he says, "Listen, boy, I'll give you one opportunity to survive and save your sister's life that is still alive. If you become a demon, not only will you keep all of your memories, but you have an extremely powerful potential. You'll probably one day become Upper Moon 2, if not even 1, and I will spare your sister." This makes Tanjiro extremely happy that he'll have the chance to save his sister, as that's all he really cared about in this moment. He says, "Whatever it'll take to save my sister, I will do it." He pledges his allegiance to Muzan, the Demon King, even though he has just murdered his whole family. He decides that he'll do whatever it takes to save his little sister. After Muzan implants some blood in him, Tanjiro immediately feels immense power. Right as he finishes becoming a demon, Giyu, a extremely powerful Hashira, jumps out of nowhere with a sword up. He looks at Muzan and the newly formed demon Tanjiro. He says, "Oh my god, it's Muzan, the Demon King," noticing how he has just made Tanjiro into a demon. Giyu tries one time to slash Muzan's throat. Muzan easily deflects it, grabbing the blade and throwing Giyu against the wall. He grabs his blade and slowly puts it up to Giyu's neck and says, "So this is the water Hashira." And then he stabs the blade into Giyu's throat. Giyu looks at Tanjiro, knowing what has just happened, and knowing that in another life he could just as easily have become an amazing demon slayer. The lights slowly flicker out for Giyu, and he falls to the floor, dead. Muzan looks at Tanjiro and commands him to feast on the Hashira's body, as it still has enough life force for Tanjiro to have eaten a Hashira and became extremely powerful. Tanjiro starts to do what he is told and eats the Hashira. He unlocks a demon art. And his demon art, surprisingly, even though demons are full of hatred, is love. With this power, he walks over to Nezuko and instantly heals her. And now Nezuko is also a demon. Muzan grants Nezuko the ability to remember a lot of her memories and remember that she is close with Tanjiro. Muzan also has the ability to use Nezuko as leverage on Tanjiro in the future, just in case something bad does happen. He sends Muzan and Tanjiro on their way, and even though Tanjiro did pledge his loyalty to Muzan, he still hates him deeply for killing his whole family, and now Nezuko can actually talk to Tanjiro. And Nezuko's like, "Man, he just killed our entire family, and you're just gonna let him get away with that?" Tanjiro announces that even if he didn't want to let him get away, in a head-to-head fight, he would be absolutely destroyed, and there's nothing he can really do about it. So, on his way down, he goes down the mountain, and he doesn't really know what to do right now. He's like, "Man, I became a demon. Like, I just wanted to be an innocent farm guy. This is not a good situation. So suddenly he sees a pig-faced man named Inosuke, but he doesn't know his name, beating up a random demon slayer and taking his sword. Ino- Inosuke then sniffs into the air, smelling something foul, which is Tanjiro. Tanjiro looks at Inosuke eye to eye, and Inosuke charges at him, blade first, going for a quick swipe to the neck, trying to incapacitate Tanjiro. Tanjiro does all he can, and then like tries to make a heart out of love to like send it at Inosuke in order to protect his sister. But Inosuke goes right through this, slicing Tanjiro's hand. Not his head, but his hand. It falls clean off, and Inosuke presses his sword near Tanjiro. Nezuko hits Inosuke as hard as she can, slapping off his boar mask and slamming him into the tree. Inosuke realizes he cannot win and tries to go away. After this, Tanjiro realizes that even though he's a demon, he's extremely weak compared to powerful demon slayers, and he needs to become powerful as a demon so he can protect his sister. He brings his sister to a cave, knowing that they can no longer survive in the daylight, and even though he's a demon that gets stronger by eating people, he starts training, and he trains heavily to make his body as physically capable as possible. And he picks up Inosuke's old sword that is not a demon slayer sword. So he keeps training, and he becomes even more powerful than he already is. And at nighttime, he goes into villages, and he sadly has to eat other people, usually only the old, because he does want to take out a life of a young person to become more powerful. His love art becomes even more powerful, and he also gets better as a swordsman. Then he hears about an amazing opportunity for demons known as the Demon Slayer test. So if he wants to, he can sneak into the bottom of the mountain and he can start fighting demon slayers. And since he goes in willingly, he can come out. But the demon slayers that are like the headmasters won't know. So he's like, this will be a good opportunity to kill some random demon slayers who are like just now trying to become one. He goes in and then he sees Inosuke. Inosuke immediately just starts blitzing everybody, and Tanjiro is afraid of this, so he like hides behind a tree. And Inosuke like kind of smells him, but he's like, you know what? I just need to get down this mountain. I need to go. And then he sees another like random demon slayer just like fitting his best against a giant monster that usually kills the fox faces. And then Tanjiro swoops out as fast as he can, getting the guy from the giant monster and slamming him into a tree so he can eat him. The Demon Slayer tries to go for a head slice, but he easily blocks it and then just slams that dude's head hard against his knee. And then the dude's like, demons aren't supposed to know how to fight this. And then the guy, Tanjiro, starts punching him over and over again. And then he makes an explosive material that looks like a heart in his hand, slapping it against the Demon Slayer's head and completely exploding his brains out. Tanjiro starts to feast on his body as Nezuko goes for a random guy, just absolutely destroying him with her immense physical strength, and then grabbing him when he's in the air and slamming his body, completely ripping him in half. While this is happening, an yellow haired boy comes out, sleeping. Tanjiro looks at him and is like, he's not even awake? And then he runs right to where the yellow haired boy is to try to defeat him. But then he goes extremely fast, right behind Tanjiro, slicing his arms off. Tanjiro's arms fall off to the ground, but luckily Tanjiro heals up. Nezuko starts to come fight the yellow hair boy, but she immediately gets blitzed as well. Her legs fall to the ground, and as the yellow hair boy goes for the finish on the head, Tanjiro goes extremely fast, ripping off the yellow hair head's boy hair, trying to get his head, but he only leaves a bad scratch right above the eyebrow, causing the yellow hair guy to wake up. Upon the yellow hair guy waking up, he realizes he's in an immense demon fight, and this immediately causes him to pass out. But this gave Tanjiro time to get by and regroup with his sister in a tree. They start making a plan right as the yellow hair boy sees them. This is going to be an epic fight. But sadly, guys, this is the end of episode 1 to What If Tanjiro Became a Demon Slayer. I mean, if Tanjiro became a demon. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a subscribe and a like, and I will know to get on part 2 as soon as possible. Welcome to the Demon Duo What Ifs, and I hope you guys enjoyed our first ever video.